Hey guys, welcome back. We are getting ready to watch. Forgot what we were getting ready to watch. We're getting ready to watch American Horror Story. This is season 9, I believe. Season 9, episode 1. And this series, I forget what it's entitled. Let me see if I can find that. And so this series is called 1984, which is interesting because it's the same name as Wonder Woman's second movie. I love the 80s. So this will be interesting. Of course, there's going to be horror because that's American Horror Story. I have seen all of the seasons except for Roanoke. I think I could only get through about 3 episodes of that one. Purdy's coming. Is it time to be held? Hi. You going to lay down? While she gets settled. I don't know what it was about Roanoke. I did not like the style, the way it was written. I just did not like it, and I could not force myself to watch it. But I've enjoyed all of the other ones. Trying to think of what's been my favorite so far. My favorite has probably been Hotel, and I really liked Coven. So probably Hotel first and then Coven. And that's all we'll do on the ranking. Getting ready to watch 1984, and we'll see how this goes. I sometimes jump and that sort of thing when scared. I don't usually make noises, but I will try to remember to comment as we're going along and go from there. Maybe the cats will scare me, huh? I don't know what else to say at this point. I don't really know anything about 1984. I lived through 1984, so I know about in real life. For the series, though, I don't know what it's about. I'm going in blind on this. I haven't even watched any trailers for it, so let's see how good I hope this is going to be because I love the 80s. They better not ruin it.
But we're supposed to be the responsible ones here.
So we're at a summer camp, aren't we?
Lambskins, courtesy of my pop's undies drawer.
So you don't hear about lambskins being used very often. However, they do exist. One reason why they're not used very often is because they mainly help with just pregnancy as long as there's no holes, but they're porous enough structure-wise that it doesn't protect you against STDs. Just FYI. I think they're trying to make us think this is the killer, but I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be like a camp counselor that catches them. Okay, so it's not a camp counselor. It's very Freddy. I mean, not Freddy. Very Jason. Can't believe I mixed those two up. Cutting the ears off? Okay. Is that the trophies? Are we going for 80s horror movie theme? Ah, killed everybody else too. There's a lot of jingling. So it's supposed to be keys. Got a little bit of 90s theme to it also with I Know What You Did Last Summer. Billy Lord is back. Leslie Grossman is back. Cody Fern, I know that name. This is during the Kathy Ireland phase. I was trying to think if there was some other famous ones. I know Three's Company actress. I can't remember her name. Suzanne Summers. I think she did some aerobic exercise stuff besides the Thigh Master. Maybe have been just the Thigh Master. It's going to be hard to edit these with all the famous music.
Cops are calling him the Night Stalker.
I heard serial killers become more active in the summer months when it's hot.
I think there really was a Night Stalker.
You guys should all come. I mean, they're desperate for counselors.
Hey, I'm in. When do we leave?
Did we start with the end? Engagement ring? A little bit of a jump there. He didn't even look at what she was pointing at.
Satan will show me the way.
I have a feeling that's a copycat. I love Rockwell.
How am I alive right now? Jason, you're a badass. I'm not.
Fun
Said he's
fact,
gonna
Michael
come out and
Jackson
kill
helped
me.
with this song. Can't remember if he wrote it, but I know he does some of the singing. Somebody's watching me. See, oh,
If you haven't figured it out,
somebody's watching me.
Never seen a body like this.
Never.
You're embarrassing yourself.
Embarrassing myself. Yeah, what the hell?
It's a Redwood before dark.
You say Redwood?
Yeah, Camp Redwood. We're all
There's the Harbinger.
Ain't even.
So far, we're following Cabin in the Woods, which was not in the 80s, but it's the formula, which is why Cabin in the Woods is so awesome. If you have not seen it, watch it. But you need to have a good understanding of horror movies.
You gotta believe me. I tried.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
A lot of I Know What You Did Last Summer vibes. Can't remember if Friday the 13th they hit somebody. I think they passed somebody, but I don't think they hit them. And of course, a lake. Gotta have a lake at the camp.
He's lucky you found him.
Coat hanger for the IV. And a coat hanger.
That shows the buttocks. Pornography in your own home. Van Halen. I have been fighting the law. And that is why, while still grieving my sweet husband Walter's untimely death, I took a small portion of the large fortune he left to me to buy this camp and create a...
I don't know if everybody who's seen this has seen, who knows who Larry Flint is, but he was taken to court over Penthouse. I'm pretty sure he's Penthouse. I know there's a movie called People versus Larry Flint. I think that's the name of the movie, or Larry Flint versus the People, or something like that. But he's one of the pornographic magazines, and I'm pretty sure it's Penthouse.
Who's Charles Keating?
We're just not in the mood for a bullshit ghost story. It's not bullshit. And there was no ghost.
I still don't think
I'll be honest with you. I've
that
never
the
been
kid who
to
said he's the
summer
Night
camp
Stalker is
before.
the same one as
Never
the
been
killer.
counselors. Been Richter. But everybody called him Mr. Jingles.
Okay,
Richter
so
was drafted into the Vietnam War.
what we saw was previously. I thought she put him on IV. And if you put somebody on IV, you don't leave them alone. Even if the IV is just to hydrate. They didn't put out the fire. It's supposed to stir it with water until there's no coals burning. So, the massacre happened in 1970. This is 14 years later. Leslie Grossman's character, what's her name? Can't remember her name. She looks more than 14 years older, but we'll go ahead and go with it. Is it possible that since she doesn't look any older than she should be, that he is Mr. Jingles? Because he's limping similarly. He doesn't talk a lot. He had a bunch of previous bumps and scratches and stuff. If his ear is cut off, could have done it to himself, could have happened to him when he was in the woods. Hard to say. So they're making it kind of vague where he could be a victim, but I think he could be Mr. Jingles also. It just depends. But he would have had to have changed his look quite a bit because otherwise Leslie Grossman's character would recognize him. Although that hair does look like a wig, doesn't it?
I'm your boss, but don't worry, I'm not gonna be enforcing any
Looks like he has a bit of a boner too. Or he stuffed his underwear.
If you look closely at the end of the opening credits of Three's Company, when John Ritter and the girls are on bikes on the boardwalk, you can see me in the background.
Funny that they mentioned Three's Company.
You're a legend.
Thanks.
It's a little nod to Jeremy, Ron Jeremy. The patients are running the asylum. Is that the same guy who plays, is it Obadiah in Iron Man?
Save the taxpayers a lot of money.
I guess that blows my theory on the hiker. Did they get the nurse out of there already? Was the Olympics in in 84? Every 4 years. Possibly. I think that's before they split it from summer and winter sports. They used to do all of the sports all together every 4 years. But now I think it's every 2 if you divide the sports up. Don't tell me a car is going to fall on him.
Nobody's supposed to be in here. You want gas? I'll be right out.
There's going to be a car on him.
Sucks. The best athletes in the world in one place, and I'm missing it. I should be in the parade of nations.
It is the Olympics. I was going to say they shouldn't be killing her. The virgin, quote, is supposed to die last. Well, she didn't die first. She didn't mention the dead guy.
And he cut off his ear.
The ear was cut off before. There's her Night Stalker, who I think is actually a copycat. So editing this is going to be fun. Too many popular songs in there, and I liked them, so I was singing to them. They did Somebody's Watching Me. They did Private Eyes, which is about somebody watching them. I can't remember the other popular one they played. If you couldn't tell, I liked it. We're off to a good start. I enjoyed it. We've got a little bit of Jason flavor in there, a little bit of I Know What You Did Last Summer flavor. I need to move some cats. Let's check out and see if Night Stalker is real. So I know they like to do a take on a lot of true stories out there. So when you put in Night Stalker Killer, first thing that pops up is Richard Ramirez, born in the 60s, died in 2013, an American serial killer, serial rapist, and burglar. His highly publicized home invasion crime spree terrorized the residents of the greater Los Angeles area and later the residents of the San Francisco area from 84 until August of 85. So if they stick somewhat to the facts, because we know they take some liberty, he's not going to get caught. He was dubbed the Night Stalker by the news media. He used a wide variety of weapons, including handguns, knives, a machete, a tire iron, and a hammer. He claimed to be a Satanist, so he did use that expression earlier. Never expressed any remorse for his crimes. The judge who upheld Ramirez's 19 death sentences remarked that his deeds exhibited cruelty, callousness, and viciousness beyond any human understanding. Ramirez died of complications from B-cell lymphoma while awaiting execution on California's death row. Okay, so Mother Nature killed him off. So everything seems to fit with him, even the look a little bit. So that's his picture right there of the real Night Stalker from San Quentin prison. Yeah. So we're off to an interesting start. JoJo's not sure about that though. I can't wait to watch the next episode. However, I've got to get to bed. I've got to get some sleep so that I'm not too tired for work tomorrow. So thank you for joining me on this one. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.